Assalamualaikum and a very good morning to every one of you. Alright, so for today's, I would like to present my paper entitled Exploring the Effectiveness of e-cab hailing services from the customer point of view. Alright, so my name is Nur Ain Yaacob and I'm also the presenter of today's presentation. Alright, so here are all the agenda that I will present today. The first thing first, I would like to present about the introduction of the topic, the problem statement, and also the literature review, and some of the objective of this study, and the methodology that we use, results and discussion, and last but not least is conclusion. Alright, so when you talk about exploring the effectiveness of e-cab hailing services from the customer's point of view, here are all the introduction about our topic. As we know, as e-cab hailing has evolved because of the increasing number of apps that use real-time information to offer and provide passenger with a greater choice and options, especially in terms of payment and comfort, where the passenger can directly call or even summon a ride whenever they need. Right, so beside that, not only that, but the passenger also can settle all the bill electronically by using smartphones and also the use of internet. And owing to that, this has made traveling become much more easier for them. And e-cab hailing is actually the term that we use to describe the process of ordering a taxi, a car, a limousine, or any modes of transportation to pick up the customer using electronic devices such as computers and also mobile devices. Alright, so with this advancement of the technology and the convenience of the mobile apps in recent years, e-hailing has generally been viewed as a positive development for the passengers who have gained access towards this, and they have a greater choice with a lower price. So as a result, the emergence of e-cab hailing is actually brings a significant impact toward the public transportation and also taxis industry in our country. Alright, so here are all the problem statement of this study. Also, it was showing that the number of issues and crimes on e-cab hailing has risen and has been detected from the Land Public Transportation Commission (SPAD) that there is about 1,000 ride-hailing drivers with criminal records in 2018. However, in 2021, latest, there are a lot of more cases regarding sexual harassment, robbery, and many more caused by the drivers that traumatize not just the victims but people around, especially women. And surprisingly, on 20th of March and 21st of March 2021, there was a case on each that they both of e-cab hailing have robbed the passenger and later even attempt to rape the poor lady. This is according from the Star Online 2021. So not only the issue that has been discussed, we also find that whether e-cab hailing has a tendency to practice inappropriate and unsafe driving behavior that puts customer life at risk. So this is because performance will change the customer views and indirectly make them lose of trust other drivers as well. Alright, so here are different types of e-cab hailing. Okay, according to Government of Malaysia 2017, in Malaysia itself, e-hailing has been used exclusively to denote and share mobility services made by the application. As we can see, number one, which is the famous one, I believe that every one of you know, which is we have Grab. Okay, actually Grab is previously known as My Taxi. So back in days, taxi was created by the company in Malaysia to be a forerunner in brand 2012, where it's managed by the Anthony Tan and Hui Ling Tan. This is according to Cosmo 2015. And all of these core services actually now set under a new brand, which is Grab, such as Grab Bike, we have motorcycle taxis, and mile delivery we call as Grab Express. So according to Wan Zulkifli, he mentioned that Grab is the most popular among several ride-hailing brands that are available in Malaysia. Okay, the second types of e-cab hailing, we have My Car. Alright, My Car, according to Sun Daily, which has been operated since February 2018 and developed so many platform apps Sdn Bhd, and they were aiming to give people several choice other than using Grab, and you can also using other e-hailing services as well as hoping that to balance Malaysia's e-hailing industry. So My Car is actually labeled itself as the third e-hailing force, in which passenger can now leave a note to the driver before they actually book the ride for the trip. Alright, so My Car has been the second largest and biggest competitor after Grab, but they hope they can beat the record one day. Right, and next we have Uber. So Uber has startup company, is actually a startup company in 2010 in San Francisco, and they founded e-hailing services because the founder is Chief Executive Officer Travis Kalanick wanted to get home in San Francisco easier in a comfortable manner. So they come up with this idea, Uber idea. Alright, so with that being said, Uber has been looking forward to be by the car and limousine rental companies months before it was launched and set foot in Malaysia. And Uber was set in Kuala Lumpur and was first launched in Singapore. Okay. Alright, so here are all the factors that influence the effectiveness of the e-cab hailing services. Number one, we have cost effectiveness. So when we talk about cost effectiveness, according to Frost and Sullivan 2016, it means that the availability of better vehicle at cheaper costs than local taxis and public transportation system is also one of the reasons for the increased interest in e-hailing services due to the cost effectiveness. And it also provided better pricing and affordability, which were absent in other means of public transportation. As according to Balachandran and Hamzah 2017 also stated that there is a strong and positive relationship between price and customer satisfaction in using e-hailing services. Okay, second factor that we found is transport flexibility. So whenever customer wants to book a ride, the flexibility of transport play important role, as the customer prefer to use service that make them easier for traveling. Alright, so according to Chung and Akhalid 2020, punctuality, waiting time, arriving at the destination, travel duration, communication, and schedule of routes are all the indicators that depending on the ride hailing services. So according to Atminani, Gasrodasti and Hamidi 2019, they explain that the customer prefer ride-hailing services compared to another transportation services since they provide greater flexibility and significantly more time efficient. Alright, so next we have ride comfort. So according to Liebman 2008, defines that ride comfort as the availability of services such as seats, space, trips, and also air conditioning. So ride comfort is said to be one of the important factors in influence customer to use e-hailing services since it provides a variety of benefits to the customer. Alright, so here are all the objectives of our study. Number one, the purpose of our study is to identify the most popular e-cab hailing application used by the customer when using these services. Number two is to determine whether cost effectiveness affects customer usage of e-cab hailing service. And last one, to examine the relationship between transport flexibility and ride comfort towards customer usage of e-cab hailing services. Alright, so here are our methodology. We use quantitative methods. Online questionnaires were given to all the residents who live in Selangor, Perak, Penang and Kedah who had used the e-cab hailing services. And this is actually the cross-sectional and study. And the sampling technique is convenience and purposive sampling because we target the respondent are only who live in Selangor, Perak, Penang and Kedah. So the data has been analyzed using descriptive, correlation and regression analysis, and we use IBM SPSS software version 26 to analyze all the data. Alright, so we go to the results and discussion of the study. We look at the result number 1. According to table 1, the most popular e-cab hailing application used by the customer. So according to the table number 1, the result indicate that Grab is the most popular e-cab hailing application used by the customer. As we can see, the percentage is the highest one, which is 78.5%, followed by MyCar 20.5% and Uber with 1.0%. So another 3 types of e-cab hailing is actually we have no data because no respondent use this kind of application. Alright, so therefore, the finding is actually matched with the previous study done by Zulkifli 2021 mentioned that the Grab is the most popular among several hailing brands that are available in Malaysia. Besides, Grab Malaysia also make a statement in 2018 there are 8 countries over 19,000 countries in Southeast Asia use Grab e-hailing services. Okay, it also can be supported also by Coast Boom 2015 mentioned that Grab service has about 10,000 boosts or specifically 1 booking per 8 seconds on average. Hence, it is proven that Grab is the most popular e-cab hailing used by the Malaysian citizen. Alright, so next is our result number 2, regression analysis to identify the cost effectiveness and customer usage. So from the table, we can see that the cost effectiveness value for beta 0.388 and p-value is 0.00, meaning to say that it is the second strongest independent variable that influence the effectiveness of customer usage of e-cab hailing. Therefore, the finding also match with the Balachandran, which is stated that there is strong and positive relationship between price and customer. And also, it also supported with the study done by Frost and Sullivan 2016, stated that availability of better vehicles at local taxis and public transportation is also one of the reasons why e-cab hailing services is increased. Alright, so next we have table 3, correlation result on the relationship between transport flexibility and customer usage of e-cab hailing services. So based on the table 3 above, there is a significant and positive relationship between transport flexibility and ride comfort towards customer usage. As you can see, the R value is 0.670 and P value is 0.00 for transport flexibility, and for ride comfort the R value is 0.507 and P value is 0.00. So the result agrees with the previous statement. According to Adminani et al., explained that customers prefer ride hailing services compared to other transportation because of they provide greater flexibility and more time efficient. Instead of that, it also supported by Dawan and Yadav, stated that e-cab hailing provide greater for the younger generation to choose because of transport flexibility, in lower waiting time, and they feel relief from the parking hassle. Alright, so here are the conclusion from for our study. It stated that customer point of view is very important in deciding the success of e-cab hailing services. Cost effectiveness, transport flexibility, and ride comfort are all the factors, the important factors to ensure the successfulness of e-cab hailing. So it is suggested that companies should put the utmost priority on passenger safety by training drivers to be cautious and professional so that passengers can enjoy the experience. Not only that, the drivers also must demonstrate outstanding road manners but not exceed the speed limit, driving soberly, and abiding all the traffic rules. Aside from that, e-cab hailing also must verify all the drivers' credentials, make them feel safe, and that they are truly fit to make sure that they are truly fit to drive people everywhere. Alright, so it is also recommended that Ministry of Transportation as well as Ministry of Environment and Water must promote and assist awareness about carpooling strategy and collaborating with the companies that provide these services, because it is also called as a win-win situation, because the government will contribute to lowering excessive traffic during peak hours, and also raising expenditure of aforementioned industry that result in increasing government revenue. So the exposure by ministry and people also might alert with the campaign and notice that the effectiveness of this strategy will grasp a better understanding in logical reasoning behind this carpooling initiative. So as a result, this study is actually contribute to a continuous learning in the transportation industry. Future drivers interested be part of the e-cab hailing services, and future researchers in this paper emphasize the essential factors that can lead e-cab hailing services to the success and failure, because it become a crucial important factor towards the customer chosen. I think that's all for our presentation. Thank you so much, and thanks, and Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.